What's up everyone, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining me. If this is your first video, which it probably is because this is the first video on the channel other than a short, thanks for joining me. So you're probably wondering, who the hell's this guy? I'm just some dude on the internet talking about guns, and that's about it. So I moved from New York about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and a little late start on the whole gun thing, and kind of enjoying it. So trying to document a little bit of the journey with the guns, new purchases, maybe some reviews. Not completely sure where this channel is going to go from right here, but I figured what better way to start off the channel than a video about my EDC, I guess. Well, let's just get it out of the way with some of the EDC stuff. First off, cell phone, iPhone, whichever one this is. Not the really large one. Got my wallet. This is Dango. This is one of those Ridge style wallets. It's but Dango, yeah, like it. Got the car keys. This one I probably only carry 99% of the time. I'm not carrying a knife, but we do have a knife. I actually found this one at work one day, so I didn't even buy this one. This one's pretty cool though. Oiled it up, sharpened it up. Pretty nice. It's a CRKT for knife people. I'm not really a knife person. And that's it for that stuff. And then let's just talk about the gun. So let's get this out of the way for everyone. So the gun is a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. This is the current configuration. Do have a Holosun 507C on it. It's actually a green dot, not a red dot. We have the Streamlight TLR1, and we do have an Apex trigger. Then all of that is held in a Tier 1 MSP holster. This is actually a brand new holster for me. I used to run Access Elite, which I'll probably just throw some B-roll in of the other holster. So far, liking it. If anyone's not familiar with this holster, it actually has the retention on the light as opposed to the gun, so it's kind of a universal fit. You have to pick which light you're gonna run. So I'm running a Streamlight, obviously. And if you're wondering why I don't have a Surefire X300, it's because I already had the Streamlight. So I just ordered the holster for the light I already had. So my previous holster, the Access Elite, which was also from Tier 1 concealed, that was for this gun with a Streamlight TLR7 on it instead. Those holsters are actually built in compression fit to hold your pistol into your holster. With this, there's actually retention on the light itself, so you'll hear it click in. That is it holding on the light. One thing about the holster also, the extra mag sits a little low for my liking. There's a little clicky drop down menu on the website when you're ordering this to get this where it'll sit up a little higher. Not the end of the world, just something I gotta get used to. You'll see on the Access Elite, they just sit up higher and it's a little easier to grab, but not bad. So a little bit more about the gun here. Like I was saying, we do have the Holosun 507C. In green. I decided to go with green to try that out. I do have a 407C in red. If you're wondering about the differences between a 407C and a 507C, I'll probably make a more in-depth video about that, but the quick difference between them is the 507 has an extra circle reticle, I think it's like 32 MOA circle around the dot, as opposed to the 407C, but mostly the same thing. 507 is a little more expensive than the 407. Apex trigger. Once again, we are clear. Apex trigger. So the one thing I'm not crazy about with the Apex trigger is the reset. So when the initial is very nice, the reset isn't as tactile. It's right there. I don't know if you could hear it. Coming a little closer for you. It's just that little click is the reset. Not completely crazy about that, but once again, it's not a huge deal. If you're trying to do like a bill drill or something like that, you're not really trying to like soft reset the trigger. The only time that's an issue for me is if I'm doing something like dot torture. I don't know if you're familiar with that drill. It's a bunch of 1-inch circles. There's a bunch of different courses of fire in that drill, and one of them is strong hand only, and then one of them is actually weak hand only. So those are the ones I have a little bit of issue with, because as you're holding it one hand, you definitely notice your dot moving around a lot more, especially weak hand. That I'm trying to do a really slow reset with the trigger, and that's the only time it becomes an issue. I don't really feel the reset of the trigger. Other than that, like I said, doing like regular courses of fire, bill drills and stuff like that, you never notice that. So now let's move along to the light over here. I am running a Streamlight TLR1. I used to have a TLR7 on this, which was a lot shorter, almost flush with the end of your barrel / frame. I was never really a big fan of the lights that stuck out further than the gun itself, but it kind of grew on me. And then now that we have this, the MSP holster here that we have the retention on, I'm kind of liking it, especially that I could swap out guns now. Not that I do swap out my carry gun, but it's nice when we go to the range that I could just take this light off, throw it on my staccato or one of my other guns, and then I have a holster for it, and I could kind of draw from concealment with the other guns that I'm never really planning on ever carrying, but we do have that option now, and I don't mind it. So now, why do we go with green dot as opposed to red? So I did have an FN 509C, which was a really small, really compact, which I wasn't a big fan of, but I was carrying that one for a little while. And then when I finally got this, I realized how much better I shot the M&P as opposed to the FN. Plus the FN, I'm gonna see if I have any footage of it, because I did sell it to a friend, but maybe I could have him send me the footage. With the FN, the finger, my pinky, would get caught when trying to release the magazine, and it would be an issue. In, out. That was an issue with the 509C, just because the grip was so small, the pinky didn't actually fit on the grip. So you kind of have to really adjust your grip just to drop the magazine or throw another one in, so you don't pinch your skin on the magazine, between the magazine and the frame of the gun. Getting back to the dots now. So I went with the green dot. I don't know if we're even gonna be able to see that. Oh, you could kind of see, there you go. So I went with the green dot, mainly because I've actually heard in the past that people with astigmatisms have a little bit easier time seeing the green. I do have an astigmatism, and I could tell you for sure, I don't see a difference. Red and green are the same. If anything, in the house more, the green is a little more blown out for me. Out here, it's a little more crisp, but it also depends on brightness of your dot, I've noticed. So if the dot is super bright, it kind of throws it off a little bit more. It's not like a really blurry dot for me, but it's a little, kind of has like some flares coming off of it. They're pretty similar, but the red's a little bit easier for me to see a little more clear. So that's the basic rundown of this gun here. One con that I've had with this gun is the mag release, but depending how I grip it, which is most of the time when I draw and present, I can't get the mag release. Empty gun, slide lock, insert magazine, go out, and then I can't even get that. I have to kind of break my grip to get to it. That's it. Hope you enjoyed this first video. Just kind of a rundown on my EDC gear. I know we focused mainly on the gun because this is gonna be a gun channel mainly, so not sure completely the direction we're gonna go just yet, but stay tuned for future videos on different stuff. I'll probably do a video on the differences of the Holosun 407 versus the 507, or red versus green, who knows. But from there, if you have any questions about stuff, if you have any suggestions on videos about stuff, if you want to see me attempt to do any shooting drills next time we're at the range, I could try to do those. I've been trying to get a variety of stuff. I have been printing out a variety of different targets and stuff, and just bringing them with us to do at the range. I'm not the greatest, I'm not the fastest, but we're trying to get more proficient and more accurate as time goes on. Try to get to the range about once a week, but sometimes life gets in the way, but there's that. But I'm gonna shut up now. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching the video if you made it this far through. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Peace.